if he was placed on an island full of cannibals, people that needed to be civilized, he said the first thing he would do is build a theater. And so that just shows how important the arts and the theater are. Now, in the church, of course, we believe in embracing good wherever it is found. In fact, the 13th article of faith reminds us that if there's anything virtuous, lovely, or a good report or praiseworthy, we seek after these things. Although not all Broadway plays and productions are worthy to seek after, there are many that are, and we are happy to share some of those with you this evening. So, we do want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the evening tonight. Excuse me, who are you and why are you here? What do you want?
My name's Scooter. What was your other question?
Oh yeah, why are you here, Scooter?
Oh, I'm looking for my long-lost relative. I need to find him.
Well, do you have a name for this long-lost relative?
Oh yeah, right here on my junk wrapper.
I hope you have that cell phone turned off, Scooter.
I heard you're supposed to shut it off. Got some Salt Lake taffy. You want some Salt Lake taffy?
Oh, I've just eaten. I'm okay. You keep that. How long has that been in your pocket there, Scooter?
I keep it for a year's supply, my 2-year supply. I got 2 of them.
Well, thank you. Well,
I don't have his name.
well, I guess, Scooter, if you don't have a name, we're not going to be able to help you.
Well, I gotta find him. It's real important.
Well, if it's that important to you, we have a program going tonight, but if you just quietly kind of walk around this crowd and look for your long-lost relative, we'll be okay, but promise me you're not going to interrupt.
Oh, no, I know how to blend in.
Good, I'm glad you're a blender. Well, thank you. Let's go on with the show here. One of the most well-known musicals is Rodgers and Hammerstein's The Sound of... There's probably not a single one of us who hasn't seen that 1965 musical film starring Julie Andrews. In fact, I remember growing up as a young boy, in my teenage years, it seemed my whole growing up years, there was a Sound of Music on the movie theater there, so it played a lot of years. Anyway, the movie was based on the Broadway musical, The Sound of Music. It was filmed on location in Salzburg, Austria, and Bavaria, in southern Germany, and also at the 20th Century Fox studio in California. It won 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture in 1965, and is one of the most popular musicals ever produced. Adjusted for inflation, I found it grossed over $1 billion in today's dollars, putting it 3rd on the all-time list of inflation-adjusted box office hits, behind Gone with the Wind and Star Wars. I'm sure Avatar must have passed it by now. But that's not a Broadway play, is it? So, anyway, the musical originated from the book The Story of the Trapp Family Singers by Maria von Trapp. It contains many popular songs, including Edelweiss, My Favorite Things, Climb Every Mountain, Do Re Mi, and 16 Going on 17, as well as the title song, The Sound of Music. We are now privileged to hear from Brenda Christensen of the Parkland Ward singing this song from The Sound of Music. Truly are alive with the sound of music. We want to thank Brenda for that. My Fair Lady is a musical based upon Jaws' Pygmalion, and with book and lyrics by Alan J. Lerner, and music by Frederick Lowe. The story concerns Eliza Doolittle, a motley flower girl who takes speech lessons from the professor Henry Higgins, or she calls him Henry Higgins, so that she can truly pass as a lady. Higgins takes credit for Eliza's success, but she realizes that she can now be independent and does not need him anymore. The musical's 1956 Broadway production was a smash hit, setting a new record for the longest run in any major musical theater production in history. And it was followed by a London production and a popular film version and many numerous revivals. It has been actually called the perfect musical. Well, now we are privileged to hear from Penny Timms of the Parking Board singing a medley of a couple of songs from this musical. Wouldn't It Be Lovely? And I Could Have Danced All Night. She'll be accompanied by Karen Baker on the piano and Jerry Mulhall on the drums. We'll now take it away. That was incredible. That last note was really made shivers go down my spine. It kind of reminded me of my mission. I served in England and got to hear a few people with Cockney accent myself. Scooter? What are you doing here, Scooter?
Well, I'm having troubles finding my relative.
Your long-lost relative. Okay, well, without a name, we're not going to be able to help you much. Maybe, Scooter, can you think of something about your long-lost relative that might help us kind of narrow it down and find who it is in this crowd that belongs to your family?
I don't know if you can believe it or not, but he's a bit eccentric.
Eccentric, you say. Where does he get that?
Well, I don't know, but he gets a task on his mind and he just won't let it go. Like he loses sleep over it, it disrupts it, everything, he just focuses right on it.
So he can't sleep in the morning. He's up early and through the night sometimes. And, well, I know a lot of people like that. In fact, you're looking at a group of high priests here. A lot of them have a little trouble sleeping at night, but you know what? They don't have any trouble sleeping at church. Ever noticed that? Yeah. In fact, I was in one church meeting the other day, and you know what? Someone fainted in that meeting, and they carried out 12 high priests before they found the right one. Anyway, Scooter, we have a show that we have to put on, and we can't tolerate these interruptions anymore. So unless you can think of something more for us to go on, we need to have you go take your seat. Anyway, you know what they say in show business?
Help Scooter find his man.
No, I haven't heard that in show business. They always say, the show must go on. So go find a seat, Scooter, and enjoy the show. The well-known musical Fiddler on the Roof is based on the book Tevye and His Daughters. The story is set in Tsarist Russia in 1905 and centers on Tevye, the father of 5 daughters, and his attempts to maintain his family and religious traditions while outside influences encroach upon their lives. He must cope with the strong-willed actions of his 3 oldest daughters, as each one's choice of husband moves them farther away from the customs of their faith. The original Broadway production of the show, which opened in 1964, was the first run of a musical in history to surpass 3,000 performances. Fiddler held the record for the longest-running Broadway musical for almost 10 years. It was nominated for 10 Tony Awards, winning 9 of them, including Best Musical, Score, Book, Direction, and Choreography. And now, singing If I Were a Rich Man, we have, I think it's now 5 men from the Sundance Board, David Lee, Graham Carter, Joachim Schubert, Chad Nielsen, and Bernie Winder, and they will be accompanied by Wendy Lowe.
Was it really necessary to make my horse lame just before the Sabbath? It's enough that you picked on me. You blessed me with 5 daughters. A life of poverty. What have you got against my horse?
Sometimes I think when it's all quiet up there, you say to yourself, what kind of mischief can I play on my friend Tevye? I'm not really complaining. After all, with your help, I'm starving to death.
Dear Lord, you made many poor peoples. I realize, of course, it's no shame to be poor, but it's no great honor either.
So would it have been so terrible if I had a small fortune?
If I were a rich man, yabba-dibba-dibba, yabba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dum.
raising geese and ducks for the town to see and hear, squawking just as noisily as they can. And each loud quack and cluck and gong on the ear, as if to say, here is a wealthy man. If I were a rich man, yabba-dibba-dibba-yabba-dibba-dibba-dum, all day long I'd biddy-biddy-bum. If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard, yabba-dibba-dibba, yabba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dum. If I were a deedle-diddle rich, idle-diddle-diddle man, I'd see my wife, my Goldie, looking like a rich man's wife with a proper double chin, supervising fields to her heart's delight. I see her putting on airs and strutting like a peacock. Oh, what a happy mood she's in! The most important men in town would come to fawn on me. They would ask me to advise them, like Solomon the wise. If you please, Retevia, pardon me, Retevia. Posing problems that would cross a rabbi's eyes. Yada, yada, yada. And it would make one bit of difference if I answer right or wrong. When you're rich, they think you really know. If I were rich, I'd have the time that I lack to sit in the synagogue and pray, and maybe have a seat by the eastern wall. And I discuss the holy books with the learned men 7 hours every day. This would be the sweetest thing of all. If I were a rich man, yabba-dibba-dibba, yabba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dum, all day long I'd biddy-biddy-bum. If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard, yabba-dibba-dibba, yabba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dum. Lord, who made the lion and the lamb, you decreed I should be what I am. Would it spoil some vast eternal plan if I were a wealthy man?
Laura Shanker. Laura, could you please come to the tech table? Yeah, that's where all the sound comes from. Laura Shanker, please. Thanks.
Well, you know, I know those guys, and I didn't know they were that talented. And you know, they're all from Sundance Board, and 2 years ago almost, I moved from Sundance Board. I was released from being the bishop. They were all good men. Look what's happened to them in 2 years. I think they've shaved, and they lost their fortune now, I guess. I want to thank them for that wonderful number. Cats is a musical that was composed by Andrew Lloyd Webber. It's based on Old Possum's book of Practical Cats by T.S. Eliot. The musical first opened in the West End of London in 1981, and then on Broadway in 1982. Directed by Trevor Nunn and choreographed by Gillian Lynn, it won numerous awards, including both the Laurence Olivier Award and the Tony Award for the Best Musical. The London production ran for 21 years, and the Broadway production ran for 18 years, both setting long-run records. Cats has been performed around the world many times and has been translated into more than 20 languages. In 1988, it was also made into a television video. The signature song of Cats, of course, is Memory. It talks about reminiscing the old days, but now a new day has begun. And so it's time to make new good memories. And now singing for us, Memory from Cats is Tina Barner. you very much, Tina. You know, I'm not really that fond of cats, I have to admit, but that Broadway play Cats I am fond of, and that song really does. Oh, not you again, Scooter. Still haven't found that long-lost relative of yours?
No, not yet.
So, Scooter, I have a question for you. Why is it you want to find this long-lost relative?
That's a little embarrassing.
Well, unless we find out, we're not going to be able to help you. You can tell me.
No, it's embarrassing.
Scooter, you can confide in me. You can trust me.
Oh, baby, you can't tell anybody.
Okay, I'm sworn to secrecy, and so is everyone else here.
Well, the other week, I was brushing my hair. You see this beautiful hair?
Yeah?
Well, I looked down the brush and a couple of hairs had fallen out. That never happened to me before.
Well, I understand what you're saying, and I feel your pain, but what's that got to do with finding your long-lost relative?
Well, I thought if I could find my relative and take a good look at his head, then I could see if I'm going to be losing my hair or not.
Oh, Scooter, we don't have time for this nonsense. We have a show. The show must go on, as I've already told you. Please go take your seat again, Scooter, and don't disturb anyone, please. Thank you. The musical, The Lion King, is a 1994 American animated feature produced by Walt Disney Feature Animation. Apparently, the story was strongly influenced by William Shakespeare's play Hamlet. I never knew that. But it takes place in a kingdom of animals in Africa. The songs were written by composer Elton John. That's a lot of us grew up in that era, right? With Elton John. And lyricist Tim Rice, and with an original score by Hans Zimmer. The Lion King garnered 2 Academy Awards for its achievement in music and the Golden Globe Award for the Best Motion Picture, musical or comedy. In 1994, the film became the highest grossing animated film of all time. It has been made into a Broadway play, and we are now fortunate to hear from a quintet consisting of Steve Boyd, Steve Morton, Jared Brown, Brady Cullum, and Jordan Smith, singing The Circle of Life.
Igunya
talented. Doesn't it kind of make you want to go on an African safari? I'm pumped. Let's go. First we have a cat, now a lion. Just want to check with the sound. Are we okay for that next song?
Yeah.
That's a yes. Okay.
Yes.
We found the missing CD. That's great. Beauty and the Beast is another very successful animated musical Disney movie. This 1991 film is based on the fairy tale by Jean-Marie Le Prince de Beaumont. How'd you like to have a name like that? The story centers around a beast who keeps a beautiful young woman named Belle in a castle. The beast must win Belle's love, or he will remain a beast forever. It's the only full-length animated feature film to ever be nominated for an Academy Award for Best Picture. It has since been made into a successful Broadway play. And now singing for us the title song from Beauty and the Beast is Laurel Schlenker from the New Brighton Board. I really remember enjoying that show, that movie or play when it came out some years ago. Maybe kind of Gaston in that play kind of reminded me of me. So that's why I relate to it so well, I guess. Right, Ken? Anyway, Evita is a musical with music by Andrew Lloyd Webber and lyrics by Tim Rice. They seem like a pretty good team. It concentrates on the life of the Argentine political leader Eva Perón, who was the second wife of Argentinian President Juan Perón. The story follows Evita's early life, her acting career, rise to power, charity work, feminist involvement, and eventual death from cancer at the age of just 33. In 1952, shortly before her death, Eva Perón was given the official title of Spiritual Leader of the Nation by the Argentine Congress. Eva Perón was given an official state funeral despite the fact that she had not been an elected head of state. It has been said that Eva has never left the collective conscience of the Argentines. Evita, which literally translates into English as Little Eva, began as a rock opera concept album released in 1976. Its success led to productions in London's West End in 1978 and on Broadway a year later, both of which enjoyed considerable success. A major 1996 film of the musical was made, starring Madonna and Antonio Banderas. A 2006 London revival followed, and the music has been given numerous professional tours and worldwide productions, and numerous cast albums have been recorded. Well, we will now be privileged to hear from our very own talented Cara Mullen. She'll be performing Don't Cry for Me, Argentina.
So I
Thank you for that wonderful number. What a powerful message. Scooter, I thought I told you, don't bother me. I don't have time for this nonsense.
But this is important.
Well, unless you can give us some clues, more clues, about this relative of yours, I'm sorry we can't help you. Can you think real hard, though? Like, maybe your mother told you something about this long-lost relative, or...
Yeah, my mother said that he used to be a really good-looking guy, and chicks dug on me, he was really good. But that's a lot of years ago, and you know how people deteriorate over time.
Well, not personally, but... I'm not sure, actually, someone like a Dick Clark, who doesn't seem to age, I guess most everyone else does deteriorate over time. But maybe I can help you out here a little bit, Scooter. I'd like to ask all the gentlemen here who used to look good to please sit down.
Whoa! There was a lot of people who used to look good.
Scooter, I think you just insulted everyone here. I'm glad I didn't say that. But, we don't have time for this nonsense. Can you please just kind of go away? Thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay.
The Phantom of the Opera was written by Gaston Leroux. The novel was first published in France in 1910. Anyone around at that time here? And it's now, of course, widely available in almost any bookstore. The music in the Broadway play we've come to all know was written by Andrew Lloyd Webber, and the lyrics by Charles Hart, Richard Stilgoe. The Phantom of the Opera is a story of Christine, a young chorus girl at the Paris Opera House in 1880. His voice is technically excellent, but who has lost all soul and passion for her singing since her father died some years earlier. She begins to be tutored by a mysterious angel of music, who she hears in her dressing room. She believes the angel to have been sent by her father, and after his lessons, she is given a leading role and astounds everyone by singing with a rapturous passion like they've never heard before. Now, Raoul, a childhood friend, sees her again and falls in love with her, but soon realizes that she is under the sway of another man. Her angel reveals himself to her and leads her through a passageway behind her mirror, down into his home in the cellars of the Opera House. The Phantom is a genius, a composer, an inventor, who has fallen in love with Christine and shared his love for her by inspiring her voice. He also wears a mask, and when Christine tears it from his face, she discovers that his face has been badly disfigured. Now, so the story is basically a love triangle with Christine being torn between her attraction towards the Phantom, which he kind of confuses and frightens her, and her feelings for Raoul, which are more innocent and safe. Though she is enthralled by her charismatic mentor, Christine is undeniably drawn to the dashing Raoul, enraging the Phantom and setting the stage for a dramatic crescendo which soaring passions, fierce jealousies, and obsessive love threaten to drive the fated lovers beyond the past, beyond the point of no return. We will now, we will actually not be hearing the next number of the program. Think of Me. Apparently, Carla Humphreys is not feeling well and had to bow out. She sends her apologies, but we wish her well. So we'll hear from the next number, Phantom of the Opera, which is Christine and the Mysterious Phantom, sung by a very talented John and Jan Sobkowicz from the Willow Park Ward. Singing the background is David Krucher and also Eric Sobkowicz, and they will be accompanied by Jocelyn Johnson on the piano. You might not quite be ready because I realized I forgot to tell them that other number. Maybe I can sing a song while we're playing. No, I don't think we'll go there.
We can probably just keep it off. Keep it off.
In sleep he sang to me, in dreams he came, that voice which calls to me and speaks my name. And do I dream again? For now I find the Phantom of the Opera is there.
Scooter, we're trying to do a show here. The last I saw, I pushed you back that way, and now you're here again.
I was just in the bathroom and I remembered something else my mother told me about my long lost relative.
You remember something else? Well, that's how we're going to find out who this relative is. So tell us all about this relative. What did you remember?
Well, she said that he has lots of grandchildren. He loves to talk about them.
Well, I'm a grandparent, and I don't think I know a single grandparent who doesn't like to talk about their grandkids. So I think you're gonna need more than that.
Well, he really likes his grandchildren. He'll talk about them anywhere. He'll even talk about them from the pulpit and tell them about stories about them and embarrassing secrets.
Who would do that? Oh dear. Well, maybe I can help you here. Anybody here who is a grandfather, that's men only, grandfathers, please raise your hand.
Oh, that's a lot of old people.
Yeah, Scooter. So obviously there's a lot of grandfathers, so you're going to have to go, I don't know, maybe go back to the bathroom and think some more. And if you come up with something else, come back. All right, thank you. Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat is the second British musical theatre show written by the team of Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice. Based on the Coat of Many Colors, the Coat of Many Colors story of Joseph from the Book of Genesis, this light-hearted show was first presented in a 15-minute pop cantata at Colette Court School in London in 1968. After many transformations and expansions, the West End Broadway productions, it was adapted to a straight-to-video film starring Donny Osmond in 1999. In the most recent version, the narrator draws a school audience repeatedly into a 20th century Technicolor production of the biblical story. Patriarch Joseph lived happily with his dozen sons, but his favoritism for bright Joseph, symbolized by the gift of a spectacular multicolored coat, makes his brothers so jealous that they end up selling him as a slave and staging his death. Of course, Joseph rises in the service of wealthy Potiphar until Potiphar's adulterous wife falsely accuses Joseph and has him incarcerated. Joseph's gift of dream telling, however, wins him Pharaoh's favor in charge of the planning for the next 7 years of famine that would come right after the 7 good years that he prophesied. When his brothers come beg for food, it's a time for reckoning and nobility. Donny Osmond performed the Canadian version from 1991 to 1997. And like many of you, you might remember having seen that performance. I remember 1992, I took a trip up to Edmonton and watched that amazing performance and just fell in love with this play. It's just a lot of fun. We first will hear the song Any Dream Will Do, and that will be sung by our own Donny Osmond, Hugh O'Brien, and he'll be accompanied by 8 children from the Queensland ward. Here they are, yes, Cosette Mandan, Sienna Cal, Emily O'Brien, Sarah Bome, Tasia Carrison, Jordan Choi, Cassidy Choi, and Brianna Choi.
Someone was weeping
return to the beginning. The light is dimming and the dream is true. The world and I, we are still waiting, still hesitating. Any dream will do. Any dream will do. Any dream will do. Any dream will do. Any dream will do.
Well, thank you, Donnie, I mean Hugh. And we sure appreciate those 8 wonderful girls from the Queensland Ward. They had a lot of fun practicing for this, and we really enjoyed it. So let's give them another hand. One of the powerful songs in the musical Joseph is about halfway through the movie. Actually, I guess it's the last number in the first half, before the intermission begins. Is poor Joseph. He's stuck in jail, no bright future ahead. Things are looking pretty bleak. But I get a kick out of some of the words in the song where it talks about, poor Joseph. But don't worry, I read the book. He comes out on top in the end. Anyway, this song, "Close Every Door," is, I know it's my wife's favorite, the way Donnie often hits that high note at the end, almost brings tears to her eyes, and that doesn't happen very often. Anyway, hopefully bringing tears to your eyes now will be Jared Brown singing "Close Every Door."
Close every door to me, hide all the world from me, bar all the windows and shut out the light. Do what you want with me, hate me and laugh at me, darken my daytime and torture my night. If my life were important, I would ask, will I live or die? But I know the answers lie far from this world. Close every door to me, keep those I love from me. Children of Israel are never alone, for I know I shall find my own peace of mind, for I have been promised a land promised a land of our own.
Certainly, we have a lot of good talent in this state, and I'm sure glad these good people have consented to sharing it with us tonight. Thank you for it. We're all familiar with this story, and of course, Pharaoh played a big role in this. At this time, he was the kind of king of the land, and the play kind of makes a nice little connection to Elvis Presley, of course, being the king of rock and roll. Well, we are lucky enough to have our very own Elvis in this state. And it's not President Carter. So, actually, there has been some Elvis sightings around here tonight, but we would like to introduce now Jared Palmer from the Cranston Ward singing the Song of the King. Here we go.
All right, Joseph, let me show you how we rock and roll in Egypt, sugar. Here we go. Well, I was wandering along by the banks of the river when I saw them cows come out of the river. Well, right behind those fine, healthy animals, 7 other cows, skinny and vile. Oh, yeah. Well, the pink cows ate the fat cows and they thought they were doing good. Oh, yeah. But it didn't make me fatter like sour sugar. Oh, no. Well, the pink cows were as fat as they'd ever been. Well, the thief got me last time. Just tell me what it means. Well, we know that kings ain't stupid, but I don't have a clue. Won't you help me, Joseph? Help me, I beg of you. I was standing all alone in a field out of town when I saw 7 years ago. It was so beautiful, Joseph. Well, right there we go, under the ground. There were 7 other ears, tattered and torn. Oh, yeah. Well, the bad came the good one, and they came up right behind, yes they did. Oh, yeah. But those one, they just never looked right, baby. No shit. Well, the bad one was as bad as it had ever been. Dreamers got me all shook up. Joseph, won't you tell me what it means? Hey, Joseph, won't you tell poor old Pharaoh, baby, just what this crazy oh, Thank you very much. Thank you.
Elvis has left the building. I wish Scooter would leave the building. Scooter, what is it this time, Scooter? You interrupted the show, I don't know how many times, but
Do you think he might be my relative?
you can dream on. No, he wouldn't.
I remember something else.
You remember something else? What's that? What do you remember?
Well, he likes to collect stuff.
Well, what kind of stuff does he collect?
Just unusual stuff, like not normal stuff like you find like cats or dogs or stuffed animals and stuff.
So it's some kind of animal. Well, you told us what it's not. What kind of animal is it that he collects?
Rhinoceroses or hippopotamuses.
Hippopotamuses. Well, aren't those big mean animals?
Yeah, he's got over 200 of them in his house.
Well, how do you fit 200 hippos in your house?
Well, they're not all big hippos, but they're small little hippos. And he says they're really smart and they're really interesting animals.
Let's summarize what you've told me about this long-lost relative of yours so far here. First of all, you've told me that he doesn't sleep very well at night. He's a bit eccentric. He gets up at all hours in the morning and is focused on his task. You've told me that, well, he used to be good looking. Okay, and he has grandkids. He likes to talk about his grandkids, especially while giving a talk in church. And now you're telling me he likes to collect hippos, and he's got over 200 hippos.
Yeah, that's it. That's
right?
All right.
Well, let's see if I can help you out now. We kind of worked this out a bit, Scooter. Is there anyone here that meets all 4 of those criteria, especially those 200 hippos? Please stand up if you do, please. There's your long-lost relative. I guess it's not such a great day in the kingdom for Scooter. But as the rumor goes, this is what I heard from the women's meeting last month, that some women think that a smooth, shiny, bald head is actually very attractive. That's what my wife got from that meeting, or not my wife, my daughter, yes. Anyway, I think we've scared Scooter off now. Anyway, our last musical is Les Mis. It's officially called Les Miserables. If you were French, if you're really butchering French, it might be Les Miserables. But of course, it's colloquially known as Les Mis. It's a musical. It was composed in 1980 by the French composer Claude Michel Schönberg, with words and lyrics by Alain Boublil and Herbert Kretzmer. The novel Les Miserables, one of epic-making pieces of literature in the 19th century, was written by the renowned French poet and intellectual Victor Hugo. Les Miserables, which means the miserable one, or the wretched one, is an absorbing story about the life of Jean Valjean, who served 19 years in prison. It's interesting, 5 were for his crime of stealing a loaf of bread to help feed his starving sister, and the rest of the time was because he had tried to escape from prison. Once he was finally released from prison, Jean Valjean found it impossible to find work, because every time he was looking for work, he had to show this yellow passport thing. And so he tears up the passport and tries to take on a new identity and tries to start a new life to live as an honest man. However, he is constantly pursued by Javert, a police inspector who is obsessed with hunting down Valjean, who is referred to as prisoner 24601. Les Mis is one of the most well-known and performed musicals worldwide. It has been running in London's West End Theatre for 24 years and became the longest running West End musical in history, reaching over 10,000 performances. The production continues to this day at London's Queen Theatre. Our first number from this musical is going to be Bring Him Home. Jean Valjean is standing above Marius at the barricade during the French Revolution. Marius, a student revolutionary, is friends with Eponine, but is actually in love with Cosette. Cosette, who's the daughter of Fantine, has grown to become very beautiful under Valjean's care. Cosette later falls in love with Marius, and of course then returns her love for him. The next day, or the next song, expresses Jean Valjean's thoughts and prayers, asking God to watch over this great man, Marius. So sit back and relax and listen to Steve Morton perform Bring Him Home.
Bring him
sung a few times, as I've been privileged to see this Broadway play a few times, and I've never heard it sung better than that. So thank you. Our concluding number on the program is A Little Fall of Rain. It's a very touching duet. Eponine, who has been fatally wounded by a gunshot during this French Revolution, is dying in the arms of Marius. She has always secretly loved Marius, and in this song, finally reveals this secret and her feelings to him. You will see how Eponine is so thrilled to finally be in the arms of the man whom she has always loved. And how being in Marius's arms takes away the pain she should really be feeling as she dies. As you can tell, this song has always brought tears to my eyes. I made the mistake a few years ago as I was driving to early morning basketball like I used to play, listening to this song, and by the time I got there, I was a wreck. I had to sit in my car and settle down, or else what would the guys think? And so I quit listening to that on my way to basketball. Anyway, this final number, A Little Fall of Rain, will be sung by our very own talented Thad and Tess Mandan.
But you will live, Pauline, dear God above. If I could heal your wounds with words of love.
Just hold me now, let me shelter me, comfort me.
You will live 100 years if I could show you. I won't desert you now.
The rain can't hurt me now. This rain will wash away what's past. You will keep me safe. You will keep me close. I'll sleep in your embrace at last. The rain that brings you here is heaven blessed. The skies begin to clear and I'm at
Thank you, Thad and Tess. We appreciate that great talent that you have and that you shared it with us tonight, as well as all the performers here. We've really been blessed with a nice variety of music from 10 different Broadway plays. We'd like to give everyone a last hand of applause. Thank you. That was directed to all of you who performed tonight. Thank you very much. You know, we've maybe been a little bit disappointed in Canada not owning the podium as we hoped that we would during these Winter Olympics. But I can honestly say that we've owned the podium tonight. All these singers deserve a gold medal. At this time, I would like to thank all those who have made this possible. Of course, each of the performers and the work they went into preparing. For each of the High Priest Quorum who have taken on different assignments, some bringing food, some setting up the tables and chairs, and don't forget that ward that's going to be taking the tables and chairs down and stay around, plus the Chaparral and New Brighton ward who are staying to help clean up. Don't forget that. Put that little plug in there. We'd like to really thank our sound people. I know that Alan Vance spent maybe 14 hours a Jim Irwin has been key and spent several hours as well. I don't want to try and name too many more, but I appreciate the other two High Councilmen, Mark Schlenker and Troy Wood, who also helped with the sound system and physical facilities, and many of you others who thank you. Anyway, we appreciate you coming. The Stake High Priest Social, I think, has become just a great event that all of us look forward to for each year, and we know next year will be the same. So we want to thank you all for coming. And in closing, we'd like to call upon Ben Vance, if he could please come forward and offer the closing prayer.
How about a hand for the MC?
Thank you very much.
Don't you fret, Monsieur Marius, I don't feel any pain. A little fall of rain can hardly hurt me now. You're here, that's all I need to know. And you will keep me safe, and you will keep me close and raise